Welcome to Faith, with the times where we analyze how religion has changed within the 21st century. When the topic of resurrection stories comes to light, 99% of people turn their attention to the iconic story of Jesus Christ. However, in this short documentary we embark on a quest to discover ancient resurrection stories of equally compelling narratives from diverse cultures and belief systems that existed before Jesus Christ. Join us as we peel back the layers of history, mythology, and cultural influences to reveal resurrection stories that have been woven throughout human civilization. From the ancient mythologies of Egypt and Mesopotamia to the religious traditions of Persia and Greece, stories of resurrection have played a profound role in shaping the beliefs, rituals, and philosophies of ancient societies. We will now explore 5 remarkable ancient resurrection stories before Christ. Once upon a time, in ancient Egypt, Osiris, a wise and benevolent ruler, ruled alongside his beloved wife Isis. They brought prosperity and knowledge to their kingdom, but their happiness was threatened by Osiris's jealous brother, called Set. Set's envy grew until he constructed a wicked plan to eliminate Osiris. Pretending to offer a magnificent chest as a gift, Set tricked Osiris into lying inside it. As soon as Osiris was inside, Set slammed the lid shut, sealing him inside, and tossed the chest into the mighty Nile. Devastated by her husband's disappearance, Isis searched tirelessly for Osiris. With her magic, she found the chest in a distant land, called Byblos, where it had become entwined within a great tamarisk tree. Isis brought the chest back to Egypt, but Set's anger knew no bounds. He tore Osiris's body into pieces and scattered them across the land to prevent his resurrection. Courageous Isis, with the help of her sister Nephthys and Anubis, obtained and reassembled Osiris's scattered parts. Yet, one piece remained missing, which was the phallus, swallowed by a fish. Using her magical powers, Isis performed a powerful ritual and conceived a son named Horus with the resurrected Osiris. Though Osiris could not return to the mortal world, he became the admired lord of the underworld, guiding souls to the afterlife. Horus, now grown, vowed to avenge his father's death. He confronted Set in a fierce battle for justice and rightful rule. After a chaotic struggle, Horus emerged victorious, restoring harmony to the kingdom. Osiris's resurrection story became a timeless symbol of renewal, the eternal circle of life, and the triumph of good over evil. The legacy of Osiris, Isis, and Horus continued to inspire generations, forever drawing Egyptian mythology and culture. Once upon a time, in ancient Mesopotamia, located in the eastern part of the Middle East, between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, there lived a handsome and gentle youth named Tammuz. He was the son of Ishtar, the goddess of love and fertility. Their love brought joy and abundance to the land, as the people believed that Tammuz's life represented the flourishing of nature. One day, as the sun set on the horizon, a tragedy happened to Tammuz. He was out in the fields, gathering to the crops, when a fierce demon descended upon him. The demon, filled with envy and hatred for the happiness Tammuz brought, attacked him with a deadly blow. Tammuz fell, lifeless, to the ground. The news of his death spread like wildfire, and great mourning swept over the land. The once vibrant fields withered, the rivers seemed to slow, and sorrow gripped the hearts of all who loved him, including his mother Ishtar. Ishtar, stricken with grief, could not bear to accept Tammuz's death. She made a brave and desperate decision. Determined to bring him back to life, she ventured into the underworld, the realm of the dead, to plead for his return. Passing through 7 gates, each guarded by fierce creatures, Ishtar finally reached the throne room of Ereshkigal, the queen of the underworld. Ereshkigal was not pleased to see a living being in her realm and questioned Ishtar's purpose. With solid determination, Ishtar begged Ereshkigal to allow Tammuz's resurrection. She spoke of their love, the happiness they brought to the world, and how his absence had caused suffering and despair. Moved by Ishtar's plea and touched by her devotion, Ereshkigal agreed to release Tammuz, but there was a condition. Tammuz could return to the land of the living, but he could only spend half of the year there, while the other half he must remain in the underworld. This arrangement symbolized the cycle of life and death and the flow of nature's fertility. When Tammuz was finally resurrected, the moment he returned to the land of the living, the fields bloomed with abundance, the rivers flowed with energy, and joy returned to the hearts of the people. The cycle repeated itself year after year, with Tammuz's death in the fall and his rebirth in the spring, ensuring the eternal renewal of life and nature. The story of Tammuz's resurrection became a timeless reminder of the enduring power of love, the inevitability of death, and the hope that springs from the promise of life's renewal. In ancient Canaanite mythology, Baal was a powerful god associated with fertility, agriculture, and storm. His story involves a symbolic cycle of death and rebirth, representing the changing seasons and agricultural cycles. Long ago, in the land of Canaan, which is an ancient region located in the Middle East, the people worshipped Baal as their benevolent god of agriculture. They believed that the prosperity of their crops and the fertility of the land depended on his favor. Each year, as the hot and dry summer approached, the land would become dry out and the crops would wither. Baal's power disappeared as crops were begging to die, and the people feared that their god had abandoned them. But as the summer came to an end, hope began to bloom again. The clouds gathered in the sky, and the rumble of thunder echoed across the land. The people knew that Baal's strength was returning, and with it, the promise of rain and renewed life. With a mighty roar, the rains poured down, quenching the thirst of the earth. The once deserted fields turned green, and the crops flourished. Baal had returned, bringing life back to the land. The cycle repeated year after year, with Baal's power increasing and fading with the changing seasons. The people celebrated his resurrection each time, grateful for the generous harvests and the gift of life he granted to them. Baal's resurrection became a symbol of hope and renewal, a reminder to the people of Canaan that even in the darkest times, there was always the promise of a new beginning. They praised Baal's eternal cycle of death and rebirth, knowing that he would always return to bring life back to the land they cherished. The story of Baal's resurrection became deeply ingrained in the hearts of the Canaanite people, a testament to the enduring power of nature and the cycles of life that they held dear. In ancient Persian religion, Mithra was a deity associated with the sun, light, and justice. The concept of Mithra's resurrection is not as prominent as in other religious traditions, but certain aspects of his story have been interpreted as symbolic of life and renewal. In the distant lands of Persia, the people respected Mithra as a divine force of light and goodness. They believed that the sun's rays were an embodiment of Mithra's benevolence, bringing warmth and life to the earth. In the darkest days of winter, when the world was shrouded in cold and darkness, the people would gather in their temples dedicated to Mithra. There, they would light sacred fires, symbolizing the spark of hope and life during the winter's chill. As the days grew longer and the sun climbed higher in the sky, the people celebrated Mithra's rebirth, rejoicing in the return of light and warmth. They saw the changing of the seasons as a metaphor for Mithra's eternal cycle of life, death, and resurrection. In the spring, the fields would come alive with colorful blossoms, and the land would be abundant with new life. The people knew that Mithra's power was responsible for this renewal, and they offered prayers of gratitude for his life-giving blessings. Throughout the year, the sun would rise and set, and Mithra's light would touch every corner of the earth. The people felt a deep connection to Mithra's presence, knowing that even during the darkest times, his light would return, bringing hope and a promise of rejuvenation. The people continued to honor Mithra, recognizing the significance of his symbolic presence in the changing seasons and the perpetual renewal of life. The story of Mithra's resurrection lived on, inspiring generations of Persians to embrace the eternal journey of life, death, and rebirth, as symbolized by the ever-changing dance of the sun in the heavens. In the ancient land of Thrace, known as modern-day Bulgaria, Greece, and Turkey, there lived a wise and significant teacher named Zalmoxis. He was known for his deep knowledge of the mysteries of life and death and was greatly respected by the people of his village. One day, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a group of envious and power-hungry individuals plotted against Zalmoxis. Fearing his influence over the people, they conspired to end his life and put an end to his teachings. Under the cover of darkness, they ambushed Zalmoxis while he was on his way to a sacred gathering with his disciples. The attackers struck him down, and his lifeless body lay on the ground as his followers wept in grief. Despite their sorrow, the disciples remembered the wisdom Zalmoxis had revealed to them. He had spoken of the mysteries of the afterlife, of the soul's journey beyond this world, and of the possibility of surpassing death. Determined to honor their teacher's teachings, the disciples prepared Zalmoxis' dead body for an ancient ritual. They laid him in a sacred chamber and decorated him with symbols of eternal life. In the days that followed, the disciples gathered around their fallen teacher, praying and meditating as they had been taught. They eagerly believed that his soul would return to them, guided by the wisdom he had shared. On the third day after his passing, a miraculous event occurred. As the first rays of the morning sun touched the sacred chamber, Zalmoxis woke to life. His eyes opened, and his spirit seemed renewed with a radiant energy. The disciples were filled with joy and celebration as they witnessed their teacher's resurrection before their very eyes. Zalmoxis had overcome death, just as he had taught them was possible. News of Zalmoxis' return from the afterlife spread like wildfire throughout Thrace. The people admired the miracle of his resurrection and flocked to hear his teachings once more. Zalmoxis, now filled with a pearl of even deeper wisdom from his experience beyond death, continued to guide and inspire his followers. With each passing day, Zalmoxis' influence grew stronger, and his teachings reached far and wide. Zalmoxis' resurrection not only reaffirmed the beliefs of his disciples, but also touched the hearts of those who doubted. These 5 ancient narratives from various cultures and civilizations offer a captivating glimpse into the human quest for understanding the mysteries of life, death, and the afterlife. By acknowledging the diversity and richness of these pre-Christ resurrection stories, we open ourselves to a greater appreciation of the complex ancient human beliefs, finding meaning in our shared journey as we continue to seek answers to life's most profound mysteries. Thank you for watching. Your time here has been greatly appreciated. Please like and subscribe for more future content.